Where to then, mate? Traffic's bad today. I might have to do one of my double backs, alright? Still, I like to give my passengers a bit of a history lesson. Helps pass the time, you know. When I was a kid, all the big car makers were here. Roots, Standard Triumph, Chrysler, Peugeot, Elvis and Jaguar. In fact, we're just going past the old Peugeot site now. Thousands of people used to work there. That's all pretty much gone. Well, it's a great shame. They built warehouses where the factories used to stand.
We have now become what we stated years ago. We're a warehouse country of industrial units.
Yeah, too right. All this used to be the Humber Hillman factory. Now it's a housing estate. A lot of people from around here feel quite sad that there's nothing left from those days.
When I came to Coventry, there were so many people worked in the car industry. It was a booming city. It was a really booming city.
The city was lovely. It was a lovely place to walk around.
We had the school, we got the labour, the design.
Some of the lads I knew came in from Ireland, Scotland, further away than that. India, Pakistan, Jamaica. So what we're going past now, right, that was the old Standard Triumph plant. Massive it was. But it's all gone. Why? Well, I think it was partly bad management and partly trouble with the trade unions.
When I was 17, I was working at the Standard, and they were on a 3-day week at the time. So as an apprentice, you had to attend anyway. You went in 5 days a week. And what we did then was we just found somewhere to sleep. We'd have a little sleep in the morning. We'd lock ourselves in a vehicle, have a sleep in the winter, clock out at lunchtime and go home in the afternoon, which is highly wrong, really, but that's what we did.
And things like that went on where I worked too. The Standard Triumph was so big, I heard someone set up an illegal barber shop on the factory floor. I know lots of stuff was nicked from the place, and workers often did what they call foreigners, using the factory's machines and stuff from the stores to make things for themselves. I believe cigarette lighters were a favourite. Some of the factories had buildings we all came to recognise, like the offices at Standard Triumph, which used to stand here in Canyon.
I mean, Ivy Cotton in Canyon was an iconic building. And it could have been saved, even if it was just a fascia. It could have been saved and been part of our history to show our young people today this is where one of the best factories in the country we make cars, in Coventry.
So that's the old Browns Lane site. That's where the old Jag factory was. It's an industrial and housing estate now. But the Jag was a great place to work.
It was a great factory to get into, because we would get good money, and it was one of the best in Coventry. The wages were very good. When I started in 1971, I was on £1 an hour, which was a really good wage.
We also chipped in our little collections for people with babies, the usual stuff, getting married. And that was a lovely part of to be part of that community.
Yeah, good lot there were. When my twins were born, my work colleagues all chipped in when they could. But there were even problems at the Jag, which led to the closure of the factory in Coventry.
A lot of the industry at the time, especially at the Jaguar, was very antiquated. Nothing was ever upgraded. We were working with old, handed stuff, which really should have been changed.
Just down there is the Jaguar Sports and Social Club. All the factories had their own clubs and teams and social goings-on.
They were just absolutely packed at the weekends. It was where the workers went in the evenings. They'd have darts teams, dominoes teams, snooker teams that travelled around, and it was very much a working man's culture.
You seem to know everybody. You play football against each other, whatever, on the match, got a free holiday. A fantastic camaraderie in Coventry at the time, the whole family. And you always seem to know everybody. You'd walk through the old precinct, you'd know people, you'd talk to people, you'd converse. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I remember that. Jaguar team was a good bunch. A couple of the boys had Trouser City. I played left wing. Don't scoff. I was pretty quick in those days. Right, this is where the Elvis car factory was. That's now the Elvis Retail Park. That's happened a lot to the sites where car factories used to stand. They're now retail parks, housing estates, full of warehouses. People tend to be gloomy about Coventry's past, but you have to remember the good bits as well.
company car, full holiday pay, short hours, had a good standard of living. Most of us owned our own houses, and we lived well.
And we still have the memories and the cars. Now, when you see the best of them, the Daimler, the Jag, the Triumphs, you see how iconic they were. It's part of our history. It's in our DNA, isn't it?
The Triumph Herald was a good car, big seller, pretty, functional.
I did like the Stag and the TR6 and also the 2000 and also the GT6, but I suppose the one to have in those days would have been the TR6.
Some of the best cars in the world. We had the best engineers in the world. Nothing could touch us.
There were some great cars, all right. I loved all the Jags, obviously. But my neighbour up the road had a Triumph Stag. Bright green it was. What a beauty. Not exactly suitable for my twins, though. Yeah, Coventry was quite a place in those days. But it's quite a place now as well. There's tons of stuff going on. This is Broadgate, right? There's always something going on here. An event, a farmer's market, a festival. Hey, well, here we are then. This is you. Do you need a receipt?